अखण्डानन्दसम्बोधो वन्दनाद्यस्य जायते गोविन्दन्तमहं वन्दे चिदानन्दतनुं गुरुम्. Sarva-Vedanta-Siddhanta-Sara-Sangraha. We have completed shloka 66. Now let us read 67. Sankalpanudaye hetuhu yatha bhutartha darshanam anartha chintanam chabhyam navakashosya vidyate. The author is discussing the way to be free from kama, desire. How to be free from desire. To be free from desire, we should understand the root of desire. The desire arises from sankalpa. Sankalpa leads to kama. This was already stated. What is sankalpa? The author gives three explanations for sankalpa. We have already seen two explanations. One more explanation is going to come in 68. The first explanation is Vishayeshu Samyaktva Buddhihi. Vishayeshu Samyaktva Buddhihi. Meaning, a thought that a given object is good, it is beneficial. This thinking is called sankalpa. That is one description of sankalpa. It was given in shloka 65. Then in shloka 66, the author gave another explanation for sankalpa. Second explanation, that is sukhatva buddhihi. विषये सुखत्व बुद्धि. The thinking that a given object is a source of happiness. It will give me happiness. This thought is sankalpa. This is very much similar to the first description, slightly different. The first description was Vishaye Samyakto Buddhi. Second explanation was Vishaye Sukhatva Buddhi. And now, in Shloka 68, he is going to give another explanation of the word Sankalpa. That is, Vishaye Upadeyatva Buddhi. Upadeyatva Buddhi. The thought that I should have a given object. It is nice to have a given object. This is another description of Sankalpa. Sankalpa is the cause of Kama. If there is Sankalpa, Kama can arise. Therefore, the way to get rid of Kama is to eliminate the Sankalpa. How to eliminate the Sankalpa? How to remove the Sankalpa? It is being told in this shloka, shloka 67. The author gives two techniques to eliminate Sankalpa. Sankalpa anudaye hetuhu. The way to stop Sankalpa from arising, the way to prevent Sankalpa, the way to avoid Sankalpa is twofold. Number one, Yathabhutarthadarshanam. Being aware of the truth of a given object. When we are aware of the truth of a given object, the Sankalpa does not arise. Meaning, we do not superimpose good qualities on a given object when we are aware of its limitation. Being aware of the truth of an object means being aware of the limitation of a given object. Every object in the world has its own limitations. For example, the object is temporary. Being aware of the temporary nature of a given object is an aspect of being aware of its truth. When we are aware of the temporary nature of anything, maybe wealth or relations, and so on, then the object does not appear beneficial to us. It does not appear as a true source of happiness. Therefore, being aware of the truth of an object is a technique to prevent sankalpa from arising. And the second discipline is anartha chintanam, thinking about the disasters, the troubles that a given object can lead to. Instead of giving happiness, the object can give problem. For example, having a TV in the house. Should I have a TV or not? Not all of you. All of you have TV. I don't have TV. Now I can think whether I should have a TV or not. If I have a TV, what all problems it can cause? It will cause noise, and it will disturb my concentration. Also, if I watch TV for a longer time, it may spoil my eyes. A TV causes so many anarthas. Just for example, not only TV, there are so many other things. I'm just taking TV as an example. Even a TV can cause so many anarthas. So, anartha chintanam, being aware of the problem that an object can cause. Thinking about the problems that an object can cause As Nachiketa tells in Kathopanishad, Sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha Shobhavamartyasya yadantakaitat Sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha. Having any sense object can, in the long run, spoil the senses. The sense objects spoil the senses. It is an anartha chintana. And when we think about such problems, also the sankalpa does not arise. We do not think the object is good, the object can give me happiness, etc. Abhyam asya avakashaha na vidyate. Abhyam, by these two techniques. What are the two techniques? Technique number one, yathabhutartha darshanam, being aware of the truth of a given object, meaning being aware of the limitation of a given object. In other words, the inability of an object to give lasting happiness. And technique number two, anartha chintanam, meaning the ability of an object to give problem, to cause disaster. Abhyam, through these two techniques, asya avakashaha na vidyate. There is no room for sankalpa. There is no occasion for sankalpa to arise. When these two techniques are practiced, sankalpa cannot arise. '68. रत्ने यदि शिला बुद्धिः जायते वा भयं ततः समीचीनत्वधीर्नैति नोपादेयत्वधीरपि. The author explains the two techniques with an example. He takes an object, and the object is ratna, a gem. Generally, people are attracted to the gem. It is a precious stone, attractive precious stone, No, being aware of the truth of Ratna, which is the first technique to prevent Sankalpa. What is that? Ratne Shila Buddhihi, the Ratna, the gem, understanding it as a Shila, it is just a stone, nothing but a stone. Therefore, it cannot serve any purpose more than any other ordinary stone. This is the limitation of a Ratna, a gem. So, yadi, if Ratne Shila Buddhi Jayate, one gets the understanding that Ratna is just a Shila, just a stone. Therefore, its ability to give happiness is very limited. In the same manner, second technique, that is Anartha Chintanam. If I have a Ratna, if I have a gem, what will happen? Suppose I keep wearing the gem always, there will be fear, fear of thieves. Tataha bhayam vajayate. There will be fear if I have a Ratna. If I keep wearing, I will fear to go in the crowd, etc. Because in the crowd somebody may steal my Ratna. And if I keep it in the house, I am afraid of leaving the house and going. Somebody may steal it from the house. So Ratna can cause fear. It can cause worry. When I am aware of this, it is Anartha Chintanam. What problems having a Ratna can cause. When these two are there, I will not get Sankalpa. Samichinatvadhihi na eti. Samichinatvadhihi. It is one description of Sankalpa. The idea that a particular object is good, that idea does not arise. That thought does not arise. Upadeyatvadhihi api na eti. And even the thought that I should have the object does not arise. This is where the author gives another description of sankalpa. Upadeyatvadhihi, the idea that I should possess a given object, the idea that I should have a given object is called upadeyatvadhihi or upadeyatva buddhihi. Both mean same. Shloka 69. यथार्थदर्शनं वस्तुनि अनर्थस्यापि चिन्तनं संकल्पस्यापि कामस्य तद्वधोपायिष्यते. The author is concluding the discussion of sankalpa as a root of desire and how to get rid of sankalpa, and thereby how to get rid of kama. The two techniques to be free from sankalpa: vastuni yathartha darshanam, being aware of the truth of a given object, being aware of the limitation of a given object, and anarthasyapi chintanam, the second technique, being aware of the disaster that an object can cause. Tat sankalpasya api kamasya vadhopayah ishyate. These two techniques are the vadhopaya, the way to destroy sankalpa, and through the destruction of sankalpa, it destroys kama. Because when sankalpa is gone, kama cannot arise. Shloka 70. धनं भयनिबन्धनं सततदुःखसंवर्धनं प्रचण्डतरकर्दनं स्फुटितबन्धुसंवर्धनं विशिष्टगुणबाधनं कृपणधीसमाराधनं न मुक्तिगतिसाधनं भवति नापि हृच्छोधनम्. From this shloka onwards, The author is elaborating on the problems associated with wealth. One of the greatest desires or greatest attachments that human beings have is the attachment to the money, attachment to wealth, which is called vittaishana, the desire for wealth, desire for money in any form. Cultivating vairagya involves being free from the attachment to wealth. And to be free from the attachment to wealth, one should be aware of the limitations of wealth, as well as one should know the disasters, the problems that wealth can lead to. With respect to wealth, also, one should have yathabhutartha darshanam as well as anartha chintanam. Now, the author is doing the same with respect to wealth. He is talking about the reality of wealth as well as he is elaborating on the problems that wealth causes so that one gets vairagya towards wealth also. Dhanam bhayani bandhanam. Wealth is a cause of fear. Wealth causes fear. A wealthy person will have a lot of fear on account of his wealth. Various types of fears. As Bhartrhari says, Vitte nripalad bhayam. A wealthy man will have fear of the king, the government. Earlier it was king. Now it is the government, income tax department, and Chora bhayam, fear of thieves, and fear of friends and relatives also. My relatives will try to get my wealth. My friends may ask for money. So many types of fears. Therefore, dhanam bhaya nibandhanam. This is a problem associated with wealth. Second problem, satata dukkha samvardhanam. Generally, people think if I have more wealth, I will be happier. Happiness is directly proportional to wealth. This is a popular misconception because even the modern psychological researchers have proved that after a certain extent, wealth does not contribute to happiness. To a certain extent, yes, wealth is needed to meet our daily expenses. But after a certain extent, any addition to the wealth does not add to our happiness. This is a proven fact. Even the modern psychologists agree with this. Now, the author says instead of adding to our happiness, the wealth increases our dukkha. Dukkha increases proportionately with the increase of wealth. Increment of wealth increases our complaints. That is why the rich men come with more complaints. Satata dukkha samvardhanam. Wealth constantly increases wealth. Constantly increases dukkha, worries, sadness. The more wealth one has, the more things to worry about. What will happen to my investments? What will happen to this share? What will happen to that share? What will happen to real estate? There are so many things to worry about. Therefore, satata dukkha samvardhanam prachandatara kardanam. Another disaster caused by wealth. A wealthy man makes a lot of noise. He shouts at people, etc., on account of arrogance, on account of false pride, on account of a sense of superiority. And fourth one, Sputita Bandhu Samvardhanam. Bandhu means a relative. Sputita Bandhu, a relative who has broken away, who has broken up, means a relation, a relative with who the relation has been spoiled. Wealth increases, fight between relations. His brother is not happy, his cousins are not happy. Wealth causes dispute among relatives. Vishishtaguna-badhanam. Wealth destroys certain good qualities. Perhaps before becoming wealthy, a person may have certain good qualities. He may be humble, he may lead a simple life, he may be even truthful, but as his wealth increases, certain good qualities vanish. Kripanadhi samaradhanam. Wealth increases miserliness. With the wealth, one becomes more and more miser. Generally, we think a wealthier person may be more generous, but in my experience, it is not true. I don't know what your experience is. In my experience, it is not true. A wealthy person is not generally the most generous person. He is more calculative. Whereas some people who do not have that much money, relatively poor people, I find lot of generosity in them. They don't mind giving generously. Perhaps that is why the author says wealth increases miserliness. Wealth makes a person calculative. Na mukti gati sadhanam. Wealth does not contribute to moksha, mukti gati, the path of moksha. A wealthy person can get moksha easily. It is not true. That is why the Upanishad says न कर्मणा न प्रजया धनेन त्यागेनैके अमृतत्वमानशुः. One cannot get moksha with wealth. In Brihadaranyaka, there is a dialogue between Yajnavalkya and Maitreyi. Yajnavalkya tells Maitreyi, I am going to take sannyasa. Yajnavalkya was going to take sannyasa. Pravrajishyan va are ahamasmat sthanadasmi. I am going to become a sannyasi. Yajnavalkya had two wives, Maitreyi and Katyayani. Yajnavalkya tells Maitreyi, since I am going to take sannyasa, I will share my wealth between you and Katyayani. I will give some money to you and some money to Katyayani. Before that, Yajnavalkya was a grihastha, and since he was the guru of Janaka, Janaka had given him a lot of gift, so he had a lot of wealth. So Yajnavalkya offers a, a, a significant portion of his wealth to Maitreyi. Then Maitreyi asks Yajnavalkya, you are giving me wealth. Will this wealth give me moksha? Will it give me amritatva? Then Yajnavalkya makes a very significant statement. Amritatvasya nashasti vittena. There is no chance of getting moksha through money. Money cannot give you moksha. Yajnavalkya tells Maitreyi. Then Maitreyi asks, if it cannot give moksha, what is the use of money? Therefore, you give me that which can lead me to moksha, which can give me moksha. Then Yajnavalkya was very happy. Yajnavalkya congratulates Maitreyi, compliments Maitreyi. You are very dear to me because you are speaking something which is very dear to my heart. And then Yajnavalkya teaches Maitreyi the Brahma Vidya. It forms a portion of Brihadaranyaka known as Maitreyi Brahmanam. Yajnavalkya gives Brahma Vidya to Maitreyi, and then he leaves home. That is the story. Therefore, na mukti gati sadhanam. Wealth does not lead to moksha. Napi hritchodhanam. Can money become a means to purify the mind? Generally, it is not so. Money does not purify the mind. Instead, money adds to impurity to the mind. It will add greed, envy, and so on. Therefore, na hrichodhanam. Wealth does not serve as a means to purify the mind. 71. राज्ञो भयं चोरभयं प्रमादात् भयं तथा ज्ञातिभयं च वस्तुतः. धनं भयग्रस्तमनर्थमूलम् यतः सतान्नैव सुखाय कल्पते. Now, the author describes how money causes fear. What kind of fear does money cause? Already in Shloka 70, he has told Dhanam Bhayanibandhanam. Wealth causes fear. What kind of fear? Rajnyo Bhayam. One fear is the fear of king, fear of IT department, I will get the income tax notice. This fear, Rajnah Bhayam. Then Chora Bhayam, another fear, fear of thief or robber. Third fear, Pramadad Bhayam, fear of carelessness. If I am careless, I will lose money. If I am careless, huh? No, Chora Bhayam, Chora Bhayam, Chora Mayam does not make sense. Chora Bhayam, yeah. If it is Chora Mayam, please correct it. Chora Bhayam. And Pramadad Bhayam, fear fear of carelessness. If I forget to lock my door, I will lose money. Pramadad Bhayam. Tatha Jnati Bhayam cha, and also Jnati Bhaya, fear of one's own relatives. If you study the history, many kings were afraid of their own children. In fact, many kings killed their own father and became the kings. We can find this in the history of the world. So, for money, one can even kill one's relative. It is not uncommon. Vastutah dhanam bhayagrastam. In reality, wealth is bhayagrasta. Wealth is fraught with the fear. There cannot be wealth without fear. Therefore, anarthamulam, wealth is the cause of disasters. In Bhajagovindam, Shankaracharya says, Arthamanartham bhavaya nityam. Understand that wealth is a cause of anartha, various undesirable consequences, various disasters. Yatas satam naiva sukhaya kalpate. Therefore, wealth does not cause happiness to the wise man. A wise man understands that wealth is not a way to happiness. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.